Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel UiPath RPA Learners. Hope all are doing great. So as part of today's session, we are going to take a filtered data table in UiPath. So in this session, we'll be covering what is filter data table, what is the activity to filter the data table in UiPath, and how it is useful. So let's see. So the filter data table actually enables you to filter a data table variable by specifying a conditions in your filter wizard window. The activity can keep or delete rows or columns according to the logical conditions that are specified in the wizard. We are actually UiPath is providing two different options in the filter wizard. One is a filter rows mode and another one is select columns mode. So in the filters rows mode, it specifies whether to filter the table by keeping or removing the target rows. So this columns mode is specified whether to filter the table by keeping or removing the target columns. So this is the difference. So the package for the filter data table, which is available in the UiPath core.activities.filter data table. Okay. So let's jump into a use case today. Okay, as we are going to deal with the filter data table today, we need to have a data table with containing a few datas so that we can filter it and see how it works. So for that, I'm going to use one Excel file today, which I'm going to read it and store it in a data table. And from that data table, I'm going to apply a few filters and from there, I'm going to segregate it. Let's see. So for that, as you all know very well in our previous sessions itself, we have covered many times. So what is the activity will you use to read the data from an Excel file? So I'm using a read range. So the read range can be from two different types. One is an Excel hierarchy and another one is a workbook hierarchy. So today I'm going to use a read range from a workbook. Okay, so this is what this read range which is dropped in. So now if you see in the input properties, the value for the required activity document, a workbook path was not supplied. Okay, so I'm going to browse the location of an Excel file which I'm going to use it today. And this is the Excel file which I'm going to use it. I'm just saving it here. I'm not sure the data is definitely not in the A1 to A2 index. So I'm just removing the data index which is mentioned here so that it will read all the data which is present in the sheet 1. So let's indicate the output variable as well. Okay. So this is going to store the value of this Excel. It is going to store in the DT Excel file. So first of all, let's open and see what is present in this DT file. I'll open it. If you see it here, this Excel field contains 6 different, columns. So actions, WID, descriptions, type, status, and the date. This is basically, if you guys are already started learning the UiPath, you might have know this already. So this is the data which is scrapped from the Acme website. So in this, I'm gonna use the apply a filter on this data, and I'm gonna filter out. Let's see. Okay, now we are ready. The data is present in this variable and this is our, we are reading the data and is present in this output variable. So and after this, I'm going to apply a filter data table. When you tap in a filter data table, take a filter data table and just drag and drop in your panel. If you see in the filter data table, it has a two condition. One is the input data table and another one is the output data table. That is your filter data table. So let's click on the configure filter and see what are things available in this wizard. So if you see it carefully, if it is looking for the input data table, which is in a data table format. So what is our input data table? Our input data table, it's nothing but a DT Excel data which is contains our input data file, right? I'm just passing this. If you see what is the condition which I'm going to apply is, we have so many data which is present here. So which is WI2, I4, I1, I7 like that. So in this, I'm going to filter out only WI5, which is our calculate client security hash description, the data, right? So I'm going to filter out a WI5 where the status is open. Okay. So let's see how to filter that. Filter wizard. What we have done right now, we have read the Excel file and stored into the data table, and that data table value I have given as an input to my input data table wizard, and I'm going to filter out. So I'm going to keep filter out by using the filter rows, okay? Because I'm telling filter out the rows where the type is equal to WI5 and the status is equal to open. Okay, that's what I'm going to do right now. Okay, let's filter out the columns. That is, I'm going to type, that is what is the column heading, which is type, no? So, type. So, it should be similar to the whatever that we have given. So, even the small case, uppercase, however it is mentioned in the Excel, that the same way that you have to provide in the filtering condition. Otherwise, your filter will not work. Okay. So I'm putting a type, and you make sure, so UiPath is providing an inbuilt different kind of an operations. So in our case, I'm going to filter out which is the type is equal to what? WI5. So I'm using an operation equal symbol. Okay. And the value I'm going to provide, what is the value that I wanted to filter out? What's the value? I'm looking for the WI5 value. Okay. Let's just copy this, just put it in the value. Okay, fine. Okay, how do I apply a few more conditions? Okay, just click on this plus button available here. So just click on this plus button and just provide your filter conditions. Okay, so you can even like see, for example, if you're providing two different conditions, you can even select an operator for these conditions. Like if you want an and condition, whether a type WI5 and then status is open, or otherwise are like the conditions also specified here. In my case, I'm specifying an and because the type is WI5 and the the status also I wanted open, right? So I'm just giving the status condition. Status that should be open, right? I'm given. So what is the thing that I have to change it here? So I have to change equal to symbol here. So what this will do actually, so in a keep condition, in the keep matching rows condition, we are specifying a condition stating, hey, look for the data table which the value of the type is equal to WI5, take that value, and if the status equal to open, take that value and store it into a data table. Okay, so here we have to specify the output data table. So it's not that you have to create a different data table to store the value. You can even use the same data table, but if you're using the same input data table, it will be replaced with your filtered data table. So for a better understanding, so today I'm going to use a new data table so that you will understand how basically it is segregated based on your input conditions. So just click on a Control K, which is a shortcut key to create a variable from there. So DT output table, okay? DT output, okay? So just see, so this variable contains your filtered data which will be present in your output variable. Okay, fine. Click OK. All fine. Good. Yes. So now when I click on OK, whatever that output variable which I have given here, that is present in my filter data table. Okay, all good. How do I view the data? So let's write it into the Excel file and see how it is segregated. So I'm going to take a right range from an workbook, So if you see, there is a right range available from the workbook. So it is not required to use it under your Excel application scope. So that's the reason I'm using it here. So I'm going to create an Excel, that is filtered Excel. I'm going to type it as a filtered data dot xlsx. Okay. So I didn't browse my location. So I have given the name just like that. So what will happen during a runtime, UiPath will automatically create this Excel file and write the data from the data table. Okay. So you have to pass in the input data table, right? From which data table that you wanted to write it in this Excel file. So in our case, this is the data table which holds a filtered condition, right? So I'm giving a DT output. That's it. Okay, all set. So let's run the file. So before running it, make sure that you close the Excel. Okay, run it. Let's do that. Execution has started. Everything is completed now. So let's see, I'll go to my project structure and just click on one refresh. If you see my output, the Excel file is coming in. So just open it. You can see it here. So it doesn't contain all the data. It has only the data where the type is WI5 and the status is open. So you can see this is the way that you can play with the data table. You can filter out your required conditions. So this will be very much useful in your project usage where you have a lot of data in present in your data table and you can filter out easily by using this activity. Okay, so if you see in my output, there is a column name is missing because I have not checked in the options here had it is. That's the reason. Okay, I hope the session was interesting and you got a very good knowledge about the filter data table. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.